you heard from our current state auditor who's running for governor, Gary Jones. That means we'll be electing a brand new state auditor this year. And of course, we want a conservative to continue to run that office in the state of Oklahoma. And it's my pleasure to introduce a man named Charlie Prater. Charlie is a CPA, and he wants Gary Jones' job. So please give a warm welcome and some attention to our first candidate for state auditor. Here's Charlie Prater. Charlie?
Thank you very much. My name is Charlie Prater. I was born in Oklahoma, lifelong citizen of Oklahoma. Can you hear me? Okay. And I grew up in a farming community in southwest Oklahoma. Worked on a farm, worked elevators, delivered newspapers, whatever it took to earn some money. Come from a large family, and as I got older, I went to school at Oklahoma State, graduated, got an accounting degree, ended up working with one of the Big 12 in Tulsa, and was in public accounting for a while. And then I left and went into private business. I helped develop a large, and was an officer of the New York Stock Exchange Company, a board of director. So most of my life has been spent in the private sector. I am not a professional politician. And if you ask me why I'm running, this is one of the reasons I'm running. Because I've got 6 grandchildren and 3 adult children in the state and a wife of 43 years. One of these children is a teacher, and I want to see us do better. I feel like that Oklahoma is stuck in a rowboat, rowing backwards and trying to look where they're going. I want to turn that around to where we're in a sailboat facing forward with the wind of success filling the sail and driving us back to the Oklahoma standard. We can blame a lot of people for our current situation, but blaming is not going to get things turned around. We need to get in there and have change. And I am a change element. I've always been successful in the business side, so I'm bringing my expertise. It's not because I want to be a politician, and it's not because I'm seeking another office after this job. I'm there to get this job done, change it, and make the state better again. And some of the things that I'm running on is that accountability, reform, transparency. I'm going to have a hotline to the state auditor's office for any whistleblower that wants to call and remain anonymous, not lose their job over it, so that they can tell us what's going on and we can go out and investigate and find out if what we've been told is true or not, and if it is, to get the situation straightened out. So that's part of my platform here. And I would say that when I dig into an investigation, I don't let up. And I've caught people before, even in the fraud side, and for 7 figures, sometimes 8. My parents taught me the value of hard work. So that's what I bring to this job. A person that rolls up their sleeve, knows how to serve. Because if you serve, you can lead. I'm a person that knows how to examine and then come back and inspect what you expect. That's the way I work. I would say that in answering the questions, that I'll ask deeper questions, like whether government programs are achieving their intended aims and at a cost that makes sense to you, the taxpayers. The state auditor reports to the House, the Senate, and the governor. I also believe you report to a 4th party. And that 4th party is sitting out here right now. It's called the taxpayers. And so you will get reports, and reports that you can understand. That's one thing about a CPA, is that they do understand that the way you get out of debt is to live within your income. That's what we've got to start doing in this state. We've got to trim things down and live within our income. Answering questions, strengthening our state. I'll be doing that not just over the next 4 years, but what I will do, it will strengthen it for the next 40 years. I'm going to rock the boat with the entrenched interest in people that do not want or like change. But that's not the job that's the job I'm signing up for. And as your state auditor, that's the job I will do. Because I feel like some of our people in this state, including the teachers, and I just found this in my pocket when I got here today, it's a screw. Well, I feel like some of us as taxpayers are getting screwed, and it's time to turn it around. I thank the Logan County Republican Women's Committee for inviting me here today, for you people coming out. My table is just right over here on this side, and you can come by and pick up information on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charlie. I think most people have had their phones go off and you're aware that there's an Amber Alert. So if I could just get you just for a second, let's just have a moment of silence to pray for that situation, as there's a missing child and there's an unknown vehicle. And so if you just for 1 second, we can just have a moment of silence for that family and for this Amber Alert, and pray for peaceful resolution and the safety of that child today. Amen. One great thing about the state of Oklahoma is we're a praying bunch of people. And we're not ashamed to pray, we're not ashamed to share our faith, and we're not ashamed to share our values. Next for State Auditor, Cindy's been on my show before. She works in the State Auditor's office now. She wants to be the guardian of your funds. And I'm going to let her tell you all about her. She's got over 20 years auditing experience, though. None of that with the IRS, I hope. Okay, good. Because those 3 initials really scare me. Please give a warm welcome to Cindy Byrd.
Well, good morning. It is a pleasure to be here this morning, and what a great turnout. I am Cindy Byrd, and I am asking to be your next state auditor. I'm Deputy State Auditor right now, currently working on county and municipal audits. I work in all 77 counties across the state. I am a Deputy State Auditor who has consistently exposed fraud, waste, and corruption. Let me tell you a recent story about an audit that I performed last year. We performed 411 audits in the State Auditor's Office last year with around 110 to 112 people. Of those, 304 were from my division, and this is just one of the audits that we performed. There was an entity where the officials could not agree on how to split up the budget. Does that sound familiar? They called me in because I have a good working relationship with both sides of the table. I offered up a real solution. A solution to do a departmental operational audit that would get to the bottom of whether or not this official was underfunded. He claimed to be underfunded $1.3 million. That's a lot of money for an entity. We went in and we did the audit, and we found that that was not true. We found that he was funded properly, and we also found that there was $750,000 in waste and mismanagement. That is not acceptable. I went in, got the results to them, and they were able to turn this situation around. The lawsuit that this official had filed against the board was immediately dropped based on the results of our audit report. I was able to go in, talk to these officials, get them to the table to find a solution and bridge communications. I was able to help them find efficiencies that they needed to keep going. I was also able to help them balance their books. Because of the audit results, they now have a capital improvement fund that they are going to be able to fund their new expansion of their offices without going to a vote of the people and asking for more money. We need this at the state level. Friends, these are the results that I deliver, and that is what I can accomplish as your next Oklahoma State Auditor. When Gary Jones came into the office 7.5 years ago now, he inherited a backlog of county audits 5 to 6 years behind in 75 of the counties. We didn't think we were ever going to get caught up. He put me in charge of that, and within 24 months, I had cleaned up that mess. And I am proud to tell you that county government is the most responsible, accountable level of government that is operating effectively in this state right now. The state auditor's office is responsible for making sure that your tax dollars are spent wisely. None of us should waste. I am personally outraged at any form of waste or abuse of my money. It is the people's purse. It is your purse, and we should guard it. This office is very important to you. This office is the eyes on your taxpayer dollars. We are here to watch how everything is spent, and anytime we find anything abused, we will report it to you. I know what to do on day one. The taxpayers cannot afford one day of learning on the job. The state auditor's office will be the voice of the people. We will watch out for you. I am Cindy Byrd, in case you didn't get it the last time. And I am humbly asking for your vote on June the 26th. And I ask you to please help me spread the word for Byrd. I want to be your next state auditor. My table is right back here. I had a really tough customer come by a minute ago, and she was concerned about the experience I had. I was able to give her some real examples, and I would love to give those to you too on how I protect your tax dollars. And one more thing, not campaign related, I want to give a shout out to your county clerk and your county treasurer in this county. See, I'm fans of them too. The state auditor's office does a lot of great things in addition to auditing. We're here to get it right. I'll hurry, I promise. But these two, the county clerk, Troy Cole, and your county treasurer, Sherry Longnecker, have volunteered to early implement a program the auditor's office has put out that will make county government even more accountable. And if we can get these changes at the state level, you will see changes in your government. Thank you very much.